Alright guys, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I really don't like being a teenager. I know that nothing is ever completely roses, but there are just so many bad things about being a teenager. Basically, I've made a list here of all of the things that I don't like about being a teenager, and I'm sure that once you've watched this video, about 90% of all of the teenagers watching this will be able to relate to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I have had some wonderful memories about being a teenager, and I'm sure that you guys have as well, but with everything, there also comes negative things, and I'm basically going to go through all of the reasons why I don't like being a teenager. Right, so let's get straight into this. So the first reason why I hate being a teenager is freedom! A lack of. Yeah, a lack of freedom. Freedom of a kid, responsibility of an adult. I'm sure that every teenager watching this video has been told what they can and can't go to, what time they have to be home at, how much alcohol they're allowed to consume every night. It's all very like rules that you would put on a kid, isn't it? But on the other hand, you're expected to behave like an adult and do adult things, such as maybe get a part-time job. Now, I'm sure parents would argue that this is supposed to, like, prepare their teenagers for their adult life, which is only a few years around the corner. It does make sense, but when you don't get the freedom that comes along with being an adult, it is literally a terrible combination. Freedom of a kid, responsibility of an adult. It really, really isn't good. Moving on, money. Money, 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 money. When you're a kid, like, under the age of 12, money isn't that great of an issue because you're happy with just a few toys and a few games and maybe a bit of chocolate once in a while. But when you're a teenager, there is so much more that you want to do. Like, girls want to go to concerts, boys want to go to football matches, you want to go and get new clothes, but oh wait, you don't have any money. You don't have a job. Well, most teenagers won't have a job, particularly the young teenagers, so you're not earning any money, and the pocket money and the birthday money that you got from 5 or 6 months ago has long been extinguished from your past expenditures, right? Yeah. Now, teenagers will always be encouraged to get a part-time job to, like, prepare for their future, but with all of the things that they want, it's really difficult to save, and it's very, very difficult to save, and yeah, that makes it very difficult to prepare for your future if you're spending so much and saving hardly anything. Anyway, now we've got teenage heartbreak. When you're in secondary school, like I am, you're surrounded by thousands of other teenagers. Well, at my school it is thousands because there's over 1,000 teenagers in my school. It depends what size of a school you are, but you get the picture. You're surrounded by other teenagers, and always love is in the air. You'll have times of love and hate where you like friends, and then you have a fallout with them, and there is literally always someone who gets heartbroken at the end of it, isn't there? Like, I've had this situation several times before where I felt like the whole world is against me, and I would rather be anything else than a teenager right now. Yeah, it's not a good feeling, is it, when you have a teenage heartbreak? But I feel like it's helped me grow up as a person because it's helped me to, like, understand my emotions, and I'm sure that you will get over it if you're a teenager watching this video who very often gets into teenage heartbreak, because the more teenage heartbreaks you have, the more you'll understand them and the more you'll grow up from them. Anyway, moving on, we have one that I find extremely annoying. I'm gonna call when I was your age. Now, you know what I'm on about here, don't you? Yes. I am literally sick and tired of my parents always going to me, when I was your age, I didn't do that. When I was your age, I didn't have this. When I was your age, my mind was a television. Yeah, you get the picture. And it's just completely unreasonable because they're a completely different generation to you. They were born about 30 years before you, and I can assure you that the world that your parents grew up in is very, very different to the world that you grew up in. Now, I'm going to try my best when I'm an adult to not do this to any of my children because I don't want to sound hypocritical. I'm not a hypocrite, by the way. Yeah. When I was your age, I didn't do this. When I was your age, this was this. It's so annoying, isn't it? Like, I'm sure even adults watching this video can probably remember their teenage years when their parents were doing this. It's just happened all the time, and until your parents realise that the world that you grew up in is completely different to the one that they grew up in, it's never going to be justified, is it? Finally, oh my god, stress. Yeah, stress. When you're a teenager, you feel like you have to decide exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life until the day you die. On top of that, you've got all of those exams that you need to revise for in your GCSEs. It feels like you have so much to do, and eventually you just get stressed out, and it sometimes makes you have suicidal thoughts. I'm not speaking for myself here. I'm speaking for other people. I'm not considering suicide because I know that the RB Army would never get over that, but yeah, you get the picture. Stress. There's so much of it. Thinking about if you don't make the right decision now, it will affect the rest of your life forever, and you just get tired, and yeah, you'll either be tired or poor, or even both. Yeah. But don't worry guys, I'm sure that all of you will get round to being a teenager because most people do. Like, you probably wouldn't have the quality of life that you have today if your parents hadn't gotten over being a teenager, so I'm sure you'll get over it. Trust me, you will. Right, so that's why I don't like being a teenager. I'm really hoping that I will get through this. Right, I've got to go now because I need to revise for my exams in May, so I'm going to wrap up the video now. If you enjoyed this, then please leave a like, it will be very much appreciated, but for the time being, I'm going to be out. Peace!